Live. What's up, Meg?
Hi.
How are
Doing
you?
good. How are you?
Wonderful, wonderful. It's good to see you. It feels like it's been so long.
It hasn't though.
I know.
We just finished up the DDC and it was super fun.
DDC. What's a DDC?
So I think you were there.
I might have been. I was there
Trying to
maybe
remember now.
in body, never in mind.
Yeah. So a few weeks ago, we just wrapped up the Dolce Diet course in Vegas, and I learned a lot. And I love the opportunity that you allow me to get to do that and to meet everybody. And to they changed all of the students. I feel like changed my life just as much as they say that we have an impact on theirs. And so I really took away. Excuse me, when I came home, um, all these new ideas and all these ways that we can really make the next DDC the biggest and the best one that we've ever had and the most impactful for everybody. And so the next one's going to be July 6th, 7th, and 8th during International Fight Week. So I'm looking forward to all the new people that we're going to get to meet and that are going to get to work with our team.
Absolutely. And what an amazing event it is it not?
Yeah.
To get so
Yeah.
many people from literally around the world.
It
Around
was
the
so
world.
random this last time. There was two guys that were both from Peru and they'd never met each other. And I thought that was really cute.
And isn't it weird that they both sat next to each
Yeah,
other?
and they had no idea.
Which I don't know. I'm calling I'm calling bullshit.
No, they were cute. They were fun.
They were awesome. They were also
Yeah.
It was such a cool thing to have these, and we had Prague was represented,
Yep.
and where else did we have?
Oh my God, was it Bolivia?
Bolivia,
I think Gaia. I can't say her name. She was Bolivia, Canada,
Canada. I guess that's another country,
Wyoming?
right?
the mysterious lands of Wyoming.
Why? That is true. That is true. Wyoming. That's like. Did you see the tornado in Wyoming? Like the photos of the tornado.
Like the movie Twister?
Yeah. It looked like it. No, it was like it looked like Lost in Space. It looked like a black hole just hovering
That just
over the
happened?
state. I think so. Like a week or so ago.
No, I obviously did not see that.
You did not see that. You would be. I was freaked out because for a minute we were talking like, where do you want to live? Like, I don't know, maybe Wyoming. Like that's like America. And Brandy's like, nope, nope. She like
She
shot.
found a picture.
Yeah.
Found a tornado picture.
Found a
and she's
tornado
like, no.
picture. She also doesn't want to move to Texas because of tornadoes. She doesn't want to move almost everywhere because of tornadoes.
There's no tornadoes in North Dakota.
Because the
How high is tornado on the top 50 states for the Dolces? Are we in the top 10?
is North Dakota
Yeah, above. It better be above South Dakota. That's all I have to say.
way above. Well, it's hence north versus south. Of course it is.
Well, no, even. Well, yeah. But on your list of favorite states.
Of favorite states, North Dakota's number one because Meg
No,
Forde
it's
is from North
not.
Dakota. Of course it is.
Don't lie. Your favorite state's Jersey.
Well, it is because that's my home state. Now, New Jersey is the best state in the union. I mean, you know that. It's true.
Like the armpit of the union.
It's the Garden State, actually. Most people don't understand that because they only.
Yeah, we don't understand it. It's like you had to give yourself you had to name your state a compliment just to feel better.
Just to feel a little bit better. But who comes
We're
from
the Peace Garden state, North Dakota.
the what?
Peace Garden state.
What's a peace garden?
The Peace Gardens in Canada. We're also Flickertail and the Rough Riders. You don't want to be from the Rough Rider state?
I think Rough Riders is pretty cool. I would actually,
is.
yeah, I would be.
Yeah.
I would enjoy being from the Rough Riders.
My favorite's when they name like elementary schools and they give them like that's their mascot is like we're the Rough Riders.
State.
They're like fifth graders. Like,
Okay, I'm
Very
picturing
named
DMX,
yeah.
right?
Yep.
Interesting. Vodka this early in the morning.
It's not morning where I'm
Oh,
at.
it's 12 o'clock somewhere.
It's 3 o'clock.
Is it 3 o'clock? How late was I today?
An hour and a half.
Hour and a half late.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Who are you talking to, Rhonda?
No, not.
Rhonda?
It was not Rhonda. I'll have her
I just
text you.
imagine that it's Rhonda all the time.
That's what we talk all the time. Like
I know.
always.
I know.
Just dishing
know.
the dirt. Uh-oh,
Oh.
you paused me.
No, I know. My husband's calling me.
Uh-oh. Brandon,
I
newly
know.
certified.
Now no one can see me because of you.
I'll be flashing in photos of you. How about that?
Ridiculous. Thanks.
Wonderful photos of you.
No good for nothing husband. What does he want?
He better be out there working.
What could you possibly want? Oh, there I am. Now I'm back.
There you. Hello. That's awesome. Now, how is it? So, Meg's or your? I'm talking. Well, because it's the audience is listening too. Did you say hi to everybody?
Which audience? Who am I talking to?
You are talking to.
Am I on Instagram?
You're not on Instagram, although I probably should get you on Instagram, but they can't hear you because you're in my ears, in my head.
Oh,
so they won't be able to hear you.
Okay. Well, sorry, Instagram, you're missing out.
They are, but the podcast audience is listening to you right now.
Oh, okay. Hi.
Yes. Hey, everybody. Hey, Meg's back.
Hi.
And also YouTube, our friends at YouTube, they see you.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi, YouTube.
Everybody.
I heard that it's just a bunch of bros. Hi, bros.
Hi, bros. You be careful because they are, yes, of a.
They're all swole and jacked.
They are swole and jacked and very testosterone filled.
Hi.
Hey, guys.
Great.
And yeah, we love the YouTube audience, and we're crushing YouTube lately.
Yeah.
Actually, we're doing really well on YouTube. We're getting lots and lots of growth.
What
lots
are
of
we not
engagement.
doing well on?
What are we not doing?
They don't think there's a platform.
No.
Maybe do you still do Periscope?
I haven't done Periscope, but we have over 20,000 subscribers on Periscope, which is a lot.
Do people still Periscope?
Not really. Some people do, but Periscope is usually like a bunch of kids in apartments getting high.
Oh, we need that audience.
We need that audience.
We don't want those viewers.
Maybe during the next DDC, we'll do like a bong session. At night, like on a Saturday night or something. We'll just do it for the Periscope audience. We'll just do it. Fuck it.
For the different DDC. Yeah, we got to hit all the different genres.
Yeah.
DDC for the stoners.
And we could come up with safe, either healthy edible recipes.
Put it in your kale smoothie.
Right. Or no guilt munchies.
Yeah. We were talking about that with pregnancy, with Brandy and the pregnancy books. Brandy and I were going back and forth on things that sound like they're not healthy, but they're actually healthy for you. Cheat snacks.
Such as?
She was talking about chocolate covered strawberries and cream cheese and celery, and we were talking about different pancake recipes of things that you make ahead of time and then you just toast them, or chia balls and peanut butter and all these things that I think we shun, but they're actually good for you.
Yeah. Shun.
So we had a bunch of cool ideas. Yeah.
They sound delicious.
And they are good for you.
All right. Is Brandy going to be making these soon?
For you? No, they're for her when she's pregnant. You make them for her.
Those ships have passed.
She's the queen.
That's true.
Well, you have to cook for your queen. That's how that works.
I do, but
you make her chocolate covered strawberries.
Yes.
And cream cheese celery.
Yes. Cream cheese celery. Yes. Okay.
Pancakes.
Pancakes. Yes. Every morning.
She likes chocolatey granola bars.
True.
Okay. That's what you're supposed to do.
Okay.
Yep.
You're actually
You're
spot
good.
on. Done. Okay.
There you go.
Easy. Well, I think you've given me work now. If you
Good.
Brandy
There's homework. Write that down.
That's it. Done. All right. I have the
You're
recipes.
Welcome, Brandy.
Speaking of significant others, so your husband Brandon actually came out to our last DDC event and sat first desk front row.
I know. He kept mocking me. He was making faces at me.
Aha.
You should have sat in the back. No, he did good. He listened good. Yeah.
And he passed.
Yeah. He had a really good time. Yeah, he's a DDC now too.
So now you're
kind of
the
whole family.
Kind of his boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 40s are a big deal.
Yeah. You are a big deal.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we had a good time in Vegas. He, for as much as I've taught, he said, you always talk about nutrition and I kind of catch things in bits and pieces and there's different things that we've been doing, but now I want to know why you're making me do this shit.
Okay.
So
Fair.
So he said, now I have a whole textbook and reasons why I should listen to you. So that works for me. And he was like, I'm finally able to actually put together all these articles and things that I hear from people and blogs and understand why and the science behind it and why it actually works for me. And so now, even since we've been home, he kind of has some new takeaways and some things that he's been implementing and some things that he's been doing. And that's been the coolest part for me, especially after this last DDC, was how much watching so many of the guests that came on Instagram, all of the cool stuff that they're doing, all the ways that they're changing their lives and the messages they're putting out there. I'm like, you guys are inspiring me with all of their quotes that they have, and they're talking about the gains that they're making and some of the things that they're researching and they're learning. And I just think that's my favorite part, is that now they're creating their own community that they're doing it in, and that's awesome.
Yeah, and that's the beautiful thing. I've noticed this last group, they're really active on social media right now.
Yeah.
They were super motivated when they left here. And like that all weekend, they were adding new concepts on their social media, you know, quotes and just talking about the event. And then since then, they really took the leadership role in their communities, and they started to promote just general health and fitness and free content and putting out into market exactly what they had learned. And you can see how dedicated they are to changing the lives in their communities. So really cool energy that came out of that.
For like a couple days, or just like, I feel motivated, because motivation eventually kind of putters out. It was like a month ago, and they're still just on these daily routine, regimented. I think everything just kind of clicks when you actually learn the science behind it, instead of just always saying, you know, I read this article and it says this is the best. And when you really understand why it's the best, or why it's the best for you, or why it's the answer for you, and you can actually connect it to your own life and make it make sense.
Absolutely.
That was what was so inspiring, was everybody had their own little takeaway at some point where they kind of had their moment where it all came together and made sense, versus, I mean, I see so many people and so many clients that I talk to every day that they just say, I read this article and I tried it for a few weeks and I kind of fell off. And you just have to have this whole holistic understanding of everything and a whole approach of why it works. And I think that makes you stick with it longer than just kind of your mom waving your finger at you saying you should do this and this is why.
And you're the mom.
I'm not very motherly, but Mama needs their vodka. So.
That's right. The best moms do.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm all that like nurturing, but I don't know.
You are. They love you. Our DDCs love you. Everybody loves Meg.
That's nice.
Yeah, they do. Everybody loves you. That's awesome.
No, that's awesome. That's fun. No, I just enjoy seeing so many people. I'm so secluded where I'm from in Fargo, North Dakota.
Whoa.
And so I'm used to the types of communities that I'm used to. And so it's fun for me to be like, that's where you're from. And it's warm in like January.
Wow.
So I'm like, that's like a fairy tale.
You don't need snow chains in March?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. You don't have a winter coat ever? Like with Brandy. So Brandy came up in January to judge my pageant, and she was sending me pictures of like, are these warm enough boots? And are these warm enough coats? And I was like, oh, we'll help you out when you get off the airplane, sweetie.
Wait, because she's sending like Uggs and like Lululemon zip-up jackets, right? Like, this is the best one Lulu makes.
No, but then she knew, no, Brandy knew way better than that. No, she sent like the real, but then they were.
She is from Jersey, Meg.
Well, I know, and I was like, well, now I'm jealous because I want those boots. And where'd you find that coat? Like, she actually found better stuff than I could. No, she did great, and she was up here with like her truck, and she's just not we got a blizzard that week, and it was -20, but the wind chill was -40, and Brandy just doesn't give a fuck. She's just like, she just knew what to do the whole time, and she was awesome.
She was ready.
She had a great time. Yeah, we had fun.
Loved it. She had such a blast up there, and she's like,
we loved her.
She's like, I get it. She's like, I can totally understand like the allure to Fargo. And I was like, so you want to move there? And she's like, no. No, but she loved.
It's like a fun mystery land for like a couple. Yeah,
it is.
It's like a bucket list to try it for a weekend. But yeah,
At Fargo in a blizzard.
Yeah.
And most people, like the rest of the world, our only impression of Fargo is the movie.
Yeah, like we're all just a big murderous mob
Of
we put people in a chipper and we just
yeah, it's like
yeah, or like the show and all of our cops are corrupt
and
yeah.
and like William H. Macy, like the bumbling character, like that's how it's portrayed, and I know that's not true. But that's like, oh, that's like, you know, that's my impression of being from Fargo.
That's my impression of me, is I go door.
Well, you know, not all the time.
I try to not do it too much.
Finish that vodka, and that's how you sound.
I
That's
get thirsty.
glass number 3.
Yeah, right? No, I think the thing that Brandy and I really talked about that she really noticed is I said, we're so much in community because there's just so many disasters, because if we're not blizzarding, we're flooding, and if we're not flooding, we're in a drought and it's windy and there's just dust blowing everywhere.
Oh,
and so everybody is going through it together, and the only way to get through it, because we're just stuck together, is just to be one big community. And so everybody, for as small as Fargo is, everybody kind of knows everybody. And the second that we flood, it doesn't take long for everybody to come out and sandbag. And I've talked to other people from other places, and they just tell me you just don't really find that. You don't find that volunteerism and that community service aspect to a home or to hometown. And that's just kind of all that we know, because if you don't help your neighbor, nobody's going to help you.
Yeah. So well, not in Vegas.
So that's just kind of the place that I'm fortunate enough to get to be unique and get to be from.
But
I like it here.
You get to come to Vegas a few times.
But then I get to come to Vegas in April and laugh at all my friends that are on like 4th winter and
4th winter?
Yeah. No, seriously, it was blizzarding when Brandon and I left, and we were on our plane. So if you fly Allegiant, it just flies you directly from Fargo to Vegas, and we had to de-ice our plane for an extra 30 minutes before we could take off. And I was telling people at the DDC about that, and they're like, what's de-ice a plane? And I was like, you've never been on a plane that needs to be de-iced?
No, they've never been to a territory that has ice on planes.
There was one time I was on a plane, and the de-icer ran out of de-icing fluid, but then the next de-icer ran out of gas, so we were an hour and a half late because they couldn't.
Was this in Fargo?
Yeah.
And this is where the William H. Macy character comes in.
Well, yeah, that part's maybe true, yeah. There's a little truth there, I guess.
Okay, all right. So there's truth to the story. I understand now. It all clicks together.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah, but it's fun. It's a fun place. I think everybody should come just try it out.
That's awesome. Now, earlier you had talked about, so Brandy came out and she was a judge at is it the Miss North Dakota?
The North Dakota International Pageant. So we have Mrs., Miss, Teen, and Preteen.
Yes.
And Ambassador.
The Dolce Diet was a proud sponsor of the event.
Yeah,
which is super cool.
Our girls had the most fun at their photo shoot, too. So you got to check out all of their photos and pictures if anybody follows North Dakota International Pageants.
They all do. I know they all do.
All of our girls, that they're all like year round. The one thing we were saying is we were so excited because we could actually year round, we can tie up their shirts and show off their abs because they're already stage ready and they don't hit the stage until July.
That's awesome.
And so we did their photo shoot in February, and we were like, we could put you guys on stage right now because you guys know how to eat clean. You guys know what you need to be doing, and you guys they're always ready to rock and roll. So.
And you're the 2014 Miss North Dakota International Pageant winner.
Yeah.
It's very cool. And brush it off there, you know what I'm saying?
But are you taking credit? You're like, I'll brush it off my shoulder.
My shoulder for you, because I get to sit next to you.
Have you always wanted to be a pageant queen? What do you know about Did you always want to be in a pageant?
I did. I do. I haven't given up on. That's my bucket list. That's on the bucket list. I don't know if I wanted to be Miss North Dakota International.
You want to be Miss New Jersey?
Unless you could kind of help me put the fix in North Dakota, if you got some clout.
Yeah.
Maybe?
Yeah.
Get Brandy back on the judging panel in 3 years?
Yeah. I bet she would not. She was the tough judge.
Good.
For you. She would not.
Trust me, I know. Jesus, you should see my chores.
Yeah, good, good. Make sure you do them.
I do. I do. I don't eat. So from your experience as a competitor in the pageant circuit, but also now as the promoter organizer of pageants, I mean, you're surrounded by hundreds to thousands of these contestants over the years. When it comes to nutrition and those who compete in pageants or physique competition in these subjective contests, which is a great thing. It's a great thing conceptually, but oftentimes a negative approach is utilized for what should be a positive outcome. So let's talk a little bit on what some of these young ladies unfortunately do to get stage ready, and then how the Dolce diet has gone about helping to fix them.
Yeah, so I have a really crazy story about this. It was a couple of months ago, and it wasn't, I have a lot of various female friends on social media, and there was a young girl, and she was 16. And she, asking her community, she said, I'm competing in this pageant in a few months. And she said, I really would like to get stage ready. And so what diet or what advice could people give me? And if you can about imagine the horror of people that are not professionals, of people that decided that all of a sudden their insecurities and probably the horrible things that they've done is okay to tell this little 16-year-old girl. And I was just reading the threads and reading the comments, and I had to stop because it was making me like I just felt so bad, because I was just like, not only are all of these people that are feeling like they're empowered to make a comment for this person, but now this poor little 16-year-old girl is reading this and hearing these things and being told, and it's so true that as women, it's just like, this is, bikini body, how to stay in shape, sending her pictures, saying, it was awful. It was really heartbreaking. And it's true that it's younger and younger that these girls are noticing these things, and then they're telling themselves, well, I'm not pretty enough to go on stage. I'm not good enough to be on stage. My body's not ready. I'm not perfect. So I could never do that. And it's weird how pageants have turned into this thing. Well, it's not weird. I guess it's just the way that as society, we just assume that the person up there has their shit together and that everything in their life is perfect and that everything's going well. And because they look good, they look pretty. And I'm like, if you knew the blood, sweat, and tears that went into that 10 seconds that you're watching that girl walk across that stage, that she's been preparing for a whole year for that moment, you would know that she's more than just that 10 seconds. And it's hard though, because the way that the media portrays bikini competitions and fitness modeling and pageants is that these people are perfect. And so I want to feel perfect. I want to feel good about myself. I'm sad about some things going on in my life, or I have some insecurities or anxieties. So I think that's a lot of times where with all of the different girls I talk to, that's the allure of competing, is I want to fix myself. I want to be perfect like that. And I can't tell you if I can't think of a perfect pageant competitor that doesn't have something going on, something that they can share, something that actually makes them relatable, but you can kind of hide behind, at least I look good in this picture, I guess. I look good on stage, or I look good for the moment. But that's the scary association and comparison that girls make is, I'm not perfect, so I'm not worthy. And then the spiral of the shame and the guilt and the embarrassment starts, and it's starting younger and younger. Whereas my experience in working with females in pageants has been 1,000% the opposite, or else I wouldn't do it.
Sure.
So I don't think, the idea is, well, you're broken, so you don't deserve to be here. Or, you're...
That's my motto.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I heard you say that, actually. No. You're broken. Get the fuck out of my space.
Yeah.
But I think...
Come back when you're 9.
Come back when you're better.
Grown up.
Come back when you already have abs, and then I'll talk to you about abs.
Exactly. You call those abs?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think that's always the message, is that everybody thinks that these women are perfect, and it's not the truth.
No, and I think you hit a good point. That's the ideal. The ideal is simply for those 10 seconds. It's if I look a certain way, if I take the perfect photo, then I'm good, then I'm worthy, and it
Yeah.
doesn't matter what I do to get
What
to
happens
that point.
after that? Like, where do you go after that
Yep.
point?
It doesn't matter. And so many of these young ladies, unfortunately, they fall into patterns of disordered eating. And that's our true focus. Our focus is to reverse that sick cycle of disordered eating patterns and self loathing and self abuse in many ways. And there's a few different approaches to that. There's the emotional, there's a psychological side, and there's the physical side. And we primarily focus through our primary practice is working on the physical side, in that we help with nutrition. We help with intelligent exercise. We help with developing a lifestyle pattern that will allow them to feel better, which forces them in a way, I shouldn't say force, which then allows them to look better. They feel better, then they can start to look better. They start to look better. It makes them think in better terms about themselves. And slowly that negative cycle reverses into a positive cycle. So what
Exactly.
you're doing with your pageant competitors and what you've gone through yourself and many of the ladies inside that industry, what we're doing now with our bikini prep course, which is becoming very successful in the same way, is we'll get you stage ready. There's no doubt about that. We have some of the most beautiful physiques on the planet who work in our system. But that's not the end goal for us. That's just, a pit stop along the way to feeling better. And then it's looking better. So let's feel better first. Let's do the things that allow us to feel better, so then we feel better about ourselves. We feel better in our own skin. We begin to love our bodies as they are. We love the lifestyle that we're now living. And that allows for those 10 seconds. That allows for the walking across the stage with that fucking swagger that the whole audience just stops and knows that person right there is on top of their game. They're not
Well, and that's
suffering.
the girl that's relatable. That's the person
That's a good
that,
point.
when people always say, how do I just win? How do I win a pageant? And there's a relatability factor, because we can teach a girl how to walk, and I can teach you how to walk in heels, and I can teach it, the mechanics are right, but there's just this extra it factor where, a lot of times people will say, well, she wasn't the prettiest one. I thought the prettiest one was supposed to win. Well, you may, that whatever your interpretation of beauty is, that's different. But it's interesting because it's really the girl that's just the most engaging with the audience. And you don't engage outwardly with people if you're not comfortable with who you actually are. And so sometimes it's like, well, the skinniest girl didn't win, or the prettiest one didn't win, or you know, the most outgoing, nicest one didn't win, or whatever it is. And it's like there's this thing you can't teach that somebody just has to feel for themselves. And it's just kind of this weird, like on pageant night, you can tell that girl that's just on and that's just ready. And even at the national level, when we'll watch like national competitions, it's like it's down to the top 10. And you can kind of, if you follow a lot of pageantry and you see a lot of pageantry, to other people, it's kind of like watching gymnastics or figure skating or something. It's like, well, they all look good, they all look pretty, they're all doing something I can't do. But if you really are watching for that it factor, and you can kind of see it on her face and behind her eyes, that she just gives no fucks.
Yeah.
She's just open and honest and open with who she is, and okay with no matter what happens that night, and okay with, and she's prepared to get the job after, and she's prepared to do it. And it's more thinking of pageantry as you're applying for a job, then I want to be the prettiest, skinniest person that day. And if you come in with that mindset, I promise you, you'll lose.
Yeah.
And if you win, you're going to have a really tough time maintaining the job, because that's not what the job is.
Yeah. What is the job?
So there's a variability depending on which system. So some pageants really and truthfully are comparison of beauty. So those are the pageants that people hear more of, where you hear of breast augmentation, of they get their lips done, their teeth done. You know, they are
Vegas.
more
Vegas, is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So that's more of like, I think a lot of people, when they call it like a beauty pageant, that's like the stereotype where people's head goes. There are other pageants that focus more on talent, or they're focusing more on scholastic ability, or like achievement within school, or you're looking for scholarships. And then our system, 50% of our score is based on community service and volunteerism.
Okay.
And so what we're really looking for is somebody who isn't going to just stand in the corner and wear a crown and look pretty. She's going to be the first one there, the last one there to leave. She's going to go around and meet everybody in the room, make everybody feel comfortable. She's going to volunteer. She's going to get her hands dirty. She's willing to be a role model and a leader in her community, and she's got a cause and she's got something to say, so she can actually speak and she can actually back it up with all of the service that they're doing. So in our system, in the international system, when I kind of say you're not pageanting hard enough, it's you're not giving back hard enough, you're not volunteering hard enough, you're not aware of your community enough, you're not being a member of service. And that's the type of person that we're looking for. So it's really cool, because then we kind of get this room full of women that all want to make a difference and that all want to change the world. And so they're not comparing the next girl of like, oh, her dress is better than mine, she's skinnier than me, she's prettier than me. None of them care. They all are just networking together as women, saying, if this is your community service project, I know somebody that can help. I know somebody that could do this with you. I want to work with you. And so it's this big group of women that actually just, at the end of the day, they just want to create change.
Sure.
So there's a lot of a different outlook and focus in our system, because we're looking for actually branding real women to be able to go out in the world and have the skill as being their own brand. So when they're actually sitting down in a job interview, that job interview, they've already got it before they walk in the door, because they know what they're supposed to wear, how they're supposed to dress, how they're supposed to speak. They know how to connect with people. Yeah. And that's the type of competitor that we're looking for, is somebody that wants to create their own brand, and that carries with you throughout the rest of your life. So you know you're just ready for anything, because we've made you do it at some point. Yeah. So our girls are always better at job interviews. They're better employees. They're always ready if all of a sudden the news comes by and they need to do a quick 10 seconds on the news or on the radio or a quick blurb. They're super women. Love that I get to surround myself by these women. It's my favorite job, other than the Dolce dietitian job.
There we.
I love all my jobs. Well, so I got to create that. So.
And what's beautiful is both of your jobs are nearly identical. You're helping people live better lives, be better in their own skin. Whether you are leading our team of certified coaches, to which we have over 250 Dolce Diet certified coaches around the world right now, and Meg is at the top of that spear, which is awesome. Everybody talks to Meg and goes through Meg and really leans on Meg, and you know, Meg is no pressure, support them with their own life, but that of their clients. And you coach many of these DDCs with their own lifestyle transformations, because we're all works in progress. And then you have all of the amazing young ladies that go through your pageant system in North Dakota. So Meg, you're the state chair. Is that what is?
I'm the so there's myself and my co-director. Yes. So we own it. Yep.
You own it. So so every woman who goes through the international pageants in North Dakota goes through you, and you have a personal relationship with each and every one of them. And that's, so you're a people person, Meg Forde.
Yeah.
Regardless of what Brandon says, you're a people person.
What did I tell you?
I know.
What does Brandon say about me?
I've said too
that
much.
Asshole.
I think I got him in trouble.
Son of a bitch. Spreading rumors.
Spreading rumors, false rumors.
Fast
forward 35 minutes from now, Brandon's screaming, "I'm sorry, I did."
I know. He's like, and I'm beating him in the background. No,
exactly.
I would never. You learn your place, 40.
Exactly.
No, he's a good guy.
Of course, love Brandon. It was actually really cool to get to hang out with him that weekend. Yeah, really enjoyed him. It was a good time.
He's entertained me for the last 13 years, so I'm glad to share him.
Wow, 13 years. Wow, look at you guys. Yeah, that's good.
We're doing good.
Aww.
Yeah, I think like for you as a dad, like when you think of what type of qualities and what values that you want your daughters to have, what are you and Brandy always kind of talking about, the type of women you want them to grow up to be?
Strong, powerful, independent, empathetic, self-starters, community-minded. We want them to be better versions of who we aspire to be. We want them to be completely autonomous in that they don't need anybody or anything, yet at the same time embrace community 100%. We don't want them to have to worry about what other people think of them, at the same time wanting them to embrace other people's feedback and opinion and feelings. That's where the empathy comes in. I try and be very empathetic, and I think that's why I'm good at my current role. We're working with people. So really we want them to be better versions of who we aspire to be, and they in many ways already are. Victoria grabbed Brandy the other day and she said, "Mommy, you're my best friend."
Yeah,
and Brandy was like, "Oh," and then
they'll say that when I'm 16.
I know that's the go fingers crossed, please.
Yeah.
Please. And
That's
so
awesome.
and much of what you guys are doing is you're teaching very similar tenets. And I think all parents out there want similarly what you're discussing. And me being the father of daughters only, the only man in a home full of women, including my animals, dogs and cats, all women. I'm the only male in the home. Women are different. Women are different in a way that is special, and this is coming from a man. Women are more special than men, and I think women are more diversified than men, where women can be both fiercely strong and aggressive and at the same time completely soft and nurturing and wide open, where men don't have that ability. A man who's too fierce and aggressive is condemned, and a man who is too fierce and aggressive is condemned. So it's difficult for men in modern era to embrace the full emotional range or even the full ability. And I don't know if I'm explaining this as deeply or as well. So
I read a quote that said something. It was like, if there's something that a woman ever wants to get done, it'll be done with like extreme fire, and she will accomplish it. And that's just like the essence of like when they get their mind set on something and they get their mind set on a goal,
yeah,
they're going to accomplish it, and they're going to achieve it. And that's, when you're talking about all these things that you're trying to instill in these women in your life, and I know you have sisters and your daughters and all of these women that you're constantly, and me that you're surrounded with, where are they going to learn that is always the challenge that I give people. And so when people challenge pageants and they challenge, that idea of the stereotype of, what it is that they understand it, if you're not willing to invest in yourself and to take that risk and to learn, because everybody always says, but that pageant girl, she's got this confidence. And I'm like, not all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like that took a lot to even get there, to act enough to think that she's this like ultra 100% confident all the time person. And if you're not willing to invest and to do that, and so my challenge to people is, where else do women have this opportunity to learn to step out of that box and to be that fearless, and to all the things that you're saying that I think all of these women everywhere want to do. I can't think of another program, and if I could think of it, I'd be a part of that one too.
Well, no, you'd be exclusively a part of ours.
We're
not sharing you with anybody, Meg Forde.
But I can't think. People will say, well, I was in sports and I learned discipline and I learned how to work on a team, and I'm like, you learn how to work with that team.
Yeah. That's a good point.
But outside of that team, where can we take you? Where can we fit you in? What else can you do other than, I swam for 13 years and I swam as a collegiate swimmer, and I can say I learned all this discipline and coaching.
Pause. I am picturing you swimming through like a frozen lake of glaciers. That's the way you learn how to swim in Fargo.
Yeah, yep, and we have covered wagons and no electricity,
and you got to swim to go and
there's like ice sharks.
Ice sharks, of course, and like black bear, and you're swimming to save Grandma Ethel of the clan down the road who
From the reindeer that have,
did dysentery, and
Yeah.
that's how you first learned to
Where
swim.
did dysentery come from?
I'm
Now you're just saying words.
We're just using words. I'm making words up. I have words in my head. They don't make sense.
So swimming in North Dakota is different than anywhere else.
Native
so
Indians
many
are
people wanna,
they're shooting arrows at you, right? While you're swimming.
Yeah, and there's like buffalo that are like in like water buffalo that are like killing Simba's dad and
Oh no. And
Yeah.
competing for food
yeah.
with you,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to feed the clan.
You
right?
can only be here if you're a badass.
That's the truth. Actually, that's what Brandy said.
Yeah.
That these are some fucking tough people, and everybody's
Yeah.
so cool. So I'm sorry, 13 years of swimming, and you were a collegiate swimmer also.
Yeah. I swam in college, and then I had a short. I had a really bad shoulder injury, so I was dealing with it because all swimmers, if you don't develop a shoulder injury at some point, you hopefully were actually doing it right because you were working with a physical therapist. That wasn't my story. And we went on a training trip to Puerto Rico, and I did something crazy to my hip flexor, so I couldn't walk, and then I got stung by a bee, like a Puerto Rican bee, so we didn't even know what kind of bee, like right by my eye.
This was in Puerto Rico, or it was
Yeah.
like wearing a bandana and a gold chain flying around Fargo?
We were swimming. Well, and it was crazy because we were swimming in this pool that like these alley cats kept coming and drinking of at night. So this like horde of cats at like 8 o'clock came and like drank from the pool, and I was like, I don't know if this is okay. And so I came home and I had a really severe kidney infection.
What? Where were you?
Like, in Puerto Rico.
In Puerto Rico. Okay. All right.
And I came home and I was hospitalized. It's like so funny to look back on because I'm like, I still got it, coach, put me in. And I've got this like bee stung eye and I like limping like Quasimodo. I was like, you gotta let me in. And so
Jesus Christ.
it's like I'm not even making it up. It was this bad. And so then the only way I could maintain my scholarship for the current year was I had to swim at what's called the MIAC. So it was like the final big state, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'd been in the hospital the whole week and I was like, I'm going to do this. And so I finished.
Okay.
I swam it, but like, you know, I didn't swim anywhere near my time. So I'm in like one of these later heats and everybody's like way in front of me. And then there's this poor, like, I'm just like struggling, like drowning across the pool.
Aww.
And that was my final swan song of swimming. And so then it was, well, you needed to be able to swim the time to renew your scholarship for the next year. And I obviously didn't. No, so they didn't want me anymore.
Sons of bitches. The lengths you were willing to go, and there was no injury deferment or anything like that, obviously.
At the time, it was one of those things where it was like I felt like there was all the signs that like the world was just trying to tell me you're done because I had no shoulder, no hip, no eyeball. I had a kidney infection.
It was time to move on.
It was like I did my time. I think I'm gonna crawl home
instead of drowning in a pool to end your career. At least you're able to walk away.
I haven't swam really at all since. Like, I mean, I'll go to the lake and swim, but that's actually one of my goals. Is by the next DDC, I want to actually get in the pool and swim again. And in order to be able to do that, I need to get my shoulder strength back because I could get in a pool and I could swim, but I'd get right out and I'd have a ton of injuries and I wouldn't be able to move. And so I'm like, I want to work on my back strength and all of my shoulder therapy that I'd been doing. And the big reason I want to swim is now I have this stupid heel injury. And so I can't do a bunch of swimmers are not meant to do things on land, like the zero gravity that I can just kind of flop around. Like, I don't know, like you've worked with swimmers.
We have.
And they're a hot mess.
They're a mess. And it's funny because swimmers oftentimes have such skewed concepts of nutrition and periodization. They don't look at sport like any other athlete. It's all wrong because of the time in the water is very calorie invasive, in which you burn tons of calories just being in the pool, right? And your swimmers are typically in the pool 4 to 6 hours per day from what we've seen, a couple hours in the morning, couple hours in the afternoon. And a lot of you guys, you just like go home and you get in the pool, or you get in a hot, like you're just constantly immersing your body in water. And what we found that if untrained or if trained improperly, lots of imbalances begin to develop, especially if your stroke or your gait, if you will, the type of movements that you're using, they're atypical to what the human body normally does, specifically on land. So you're in the water for 4-6 hours per day, bringing your limbs through certain ranges of motion that are atypical when you're back on land, and then you exert force in planes of motion that are outside of your training range. Lots of injuries happen. And then we talk about the crap calories that most swimmers get away with eating, because Michael Phelps talks about he was burning 10,000 calories per day. He probably was legitimately. Now, most people, are lucky if they burn 2,000 to 4,000 calories per day training hard. You put that athlete into a pool, it changes completely. So that being said, swimmers, in my opinion, many swimmers are fucked up. And we actually have a relationship, too, of, Jocelyn and Jana Leibarger.
Yep.
Jones Leibarger. Their daughter is amazing. Kennedy Noble. I think she just won states, and she's a multi-discipline athlete inside swimming. She's very highly ranked on the national level, and they're doing it right because they're certified through us. They understand nutrition. I know they've worked with you many times for many different clients and such. And now a lot of what they're doing with Kennedy is based upon these, our principles or the governing principles that we support. And they're training this young lady to be an absolute beast. She most likely will go to college on scholarship. She most likely will compete in the Olympics for the United States. My opinion, she will most likely medal for the United States based upon her development right now as compared to other athletes in her same age demographic and the times that she's putting forth. So we got lots of good stuff coming on the swimming side. And that'd be actually great for you to have a little conversation with them and Kennedy maybe. Well, that's off topic, though, off record.
No, and it's exactly what you said. It's tough for swimmers because the second that you get on land, in your head, it's like this same amount of force that, especially if somebody gives you like a rower to row with or something to pull with, because you're so used to pulling that body weight, and you can pull, and all of a sudden you put weight against it. Well, I'm only used to like the weight of my body and the water, and so all of this, just all these injuries with like walking feels weird, and so you make a swimmer run, and they're so used to just being able to have that press that they can press against something and they're going to move forward, and so they overexert themselves. And I was actually talking to at the DDC, Josh Forde had a ton of really good ideas.
Josh is awesome. Love Josh.
And he almost has my same last name, so
I know. One E away.
So we were talking about one of the things he said, he had a friend of his that worked with Missy Franklin, who back when she was medaling for the United States in swimming, and he was talking about how her trainer would even so swimmers are so used to pointing their feet and that's the way that you kick. And so even at night when you're sleeping, the weight of the blanket kind of forces your feet down. So he was saying how they would just push her feet back so that they would kind of be flexed in like the 90. And even that, like for me to do that now, it's almost painful. Because I can stand, I mean, I guess like in heels, I'm awesome because I can stand on heels for a while because I can hold my weight with my toe that way, but I can't, my Achilles tendon and the ligaments in my heel are so poorly developed from that high gravity that now there's all of these issues that I'm running into when I try to train and when I try to do things on land. And so I've been working with some chiropractors and some physical therapists because that damn Dr. Hightower, he had some video of somebody that like just kept like all these compilations of people that would pop their Achilles tendon and how loud it was and how awful it was. And that was when like my injury was hitting that high point of like, no, I can muscle through it. I'll get better. And then I just realized, nope, I would rather go through the slow and steady that it's going to take to fix this now. So then, and even talking to clients now when they're coming from, I have this 10-year-long injury and it's really affecting my training. And because those are a lot of the people that we work with is within that demographic of people that are those 30s and 40s that are like, I've got this old shoulder, or this old knee, or this old hip, or whatever it is. And I think I can really relate to how frustrating, it's even more frustrating, I think, to have to recover off of an injury than just the training itself.
Yeah.
And just being in the gym on its own, because it's like, I know my body can do this, but I have to forcefully hold back because I don't want to irritate this injury even more.
Sure.
So that's been one of my goals that I'm working on, is I know I physically, like, I know I have the cardio, and I know I have the strength I know I have the technique, and I know I could swim a mile in my old mile time, but I know if I did it, I would be in so much pain from my shoulders and from pulling incorrectly that I'm not going to do it yet. It's 3 months. My goal is 3 months at the DDC. That's when I'll be ready to do a mile. So
swim 1 mile.
Yeah. Well, we used to do 4 and 5 miles a day. So that's kind of nothing, but I just want to know that I could still do it. And then I want to be able to swim my old 50 time and sprint, but
what's that?
I was 27 seconds in a 50.
In a 50 meters?
Yep.
Wow.
So if I could I'd be happy if I got under 30.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd be happy if I survived.
Yeah.
Period.
And that's always like my hidden talent, is I think there's a lot of people that like, I feel like I could do, like, when people are scared to do a triathlon, they're scared of the swimming part.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's the only part I can do.
Jesus.
That's the only part I got down. The rest of it, like the biking is like, I mean, I'll pedal.
I could sit and pedal.
I could pedal and sit there for a while. And then the running, I'm like, I could walk it out.
So we had Dan Cox on here a couple months back. Dan Cox is a legitimate Ironman triathlete. And he's gearing up for another triathlon this year, which is insane because he's already very successful outside of that world in business, and he's a model, and he's just, he's the guy that, you're like, oh, you dickhead with your perfect hair and your TV show and your
you and hair shaming people. God damn it.
Meg, your hair is beautiful.
He has hair pressure.
He's got amazing hair.
You make people have to feel like they have to have great hair.
Good, you do. If you have it, you better have great hair.
Okay, I'll take it from that argument. That's fair.
So he said most people who do triathlons, they think the biking is the easiest because, oh, cool, I get to sit down. He said,
the biking sucks. I did a triathlon once. The biking fucking sucked.
You're just sharing that with me? I didn't know that.
Well, I mean, it was just like a local community one for fun. Like, I wasn't.
But a triathlon in Fargo is like, it's like a war zone. It's like the Avengers final fight scene.
And there was buffalo
shooting arrows at you. Yeah. There weren't even roads.
Buffalo shot arrows at me. It was fucking crazy.
Right? Lava mountains, like volcanoes erupting around you.
Yeah.
Right?
Were you there?
I picture it. I've seen TV. I have Instagram.
The biking was the worst. The worst part of it. Yeah.
Because of the position, being hunched in that position.
Yep. Yeah.
The biking, because Brandy got me a bike for, I think, my birthday or Christmas or one of these recent holidays in the last year. I think for birthday last year. Really nice bike, a road bike. And I was like, sweet. I'm going to become biker dude. Right? Why not? I'm going
to become Dan Cox.
There you go. I was like, yeah, fuck Dan. You and your hair. Get me a bike. I'll show you.
Get me a bike and hair plugs. I'm on it.
I'm not the hair plug dude. Never be. I'll be a hat dude. Hat dude.
Okay.
Hair plug dude, I talk too much shit about it to everybody. For sure.
No, you can't do it.
But if they come out with the technology to grow your own again, I would consider it because I want to have hair like you, Meg.
I buy my hair too, but we talked about
you have hair to plug it into.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That's different. I'd be plugging it into my beard and combing it over.
There.
Thank you. So sitting on the bike, the worst part about the bike is the damn seat up your backside.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a real thing.
And Dan was like, "Oh, you get used to that."
Bike seat. Oh yeah. You like as a girl, it's like I feel like I'm on a third base with this like really uncomfortable bike seat.
Right?
It's like violating all of my parts
and for a long
I don't
time.
Do it.
No
for 22
means
miles. I don't want to do it.
22.
I'm over this bike seat. We do not know each other well enough. Fuck you, bike seat.
It's really, really long foreplay.
Yeah.
Right? 22
And
miles
you
on a
don't
bike
get
seat.
anything out of it. It's not good.
No, well, shit. There goes me feeling bad about myself because girl parts are certainly more sensitive in that position than guy parts are. So, okay, you win that
Yeah.
one.
Okay, checkmate.
Checkmate. All women are shaking their head like, yep, high five, Meg. Shut up,
Meg
Mike.
1,
Meg
Mike
one.
0.
Yeah. So then if I'm uncomfortable, then that's true. I can't even imagine
Yeah.
for a lady
So you
being in
haven't
that.
done a triathlon
No.
or a bike race?
No. Do
What
I
have you
look
done?
like a triathlon? Do I look like I can't even be they won't even let me be a spectator.
Just send this big fucking caveman into this triathlon with your swim cap and your water shoes.
They could put me in an inner tube and I would be a buoy for like all the swimmers to swim around. I would be sitting there drinking coffee on my buoy with like the light shining off, the sunshine gleaming off of my bald head.
Yeah, that'd be like their beacon so that they'd know, like you'd be like the lighthouse.
Go do that. And I would be there.
Go around. We could paint your head red like the big red ball that they have to go around.
I would so do that. Give me coffee, iced coffee probably, depending on the temperature. I would so do that.
Yeah.
I would cheer for people. I would talk shit.
I'm sure there's a job. I'm sure we'll apply.
We got to talk to the people, the guys and gals in Kona.
You've never raced your bike?
No, like against like my dumb buddies when they were
I was going to say, like, I thought you were going to say against your kids.
No, I would so whip their ass. They wouldn't even be, it wouldn't even be competitive. Yeah, I'm teaching them to be winners, Meg. And they got to know how it feels to lose.
They got to keep up with caveman on a bike.
I'm not going easy on them. And don't get close, because I don't get close enough that I can push you over. Because I'm not saying I would.
Taking those training wheels off, you're going to ride that bike.
Don't be surprised.
So do you still ride your bike, that bike gift?
I haven't ridden it recently. Brandy, she like buys me a bike, and then she doesn't want me to ride it because she doesn't trust people. She doesn't trust traffic. And I get that.
Everybody in Vegas is either stoned or drunk when they're driving, so.
Yeah.
That's a valid argument, Brandy. Yes.
And then I was like, all right, well, there's some bike paths, but they all like, there's bike paths, but they're next to the freeway. So I was like, all right, and that's the one I did. Well, problem is you're breathing fucking car exhaust the entire time, and I'm so sensitive and aware of it. That's all I'm thinking about. So I'm trying not to breathe while pedaling, and I'm like, this is just not a healthy situation. I'm literally like trying not to breathe oxygen that I desperately need, but there's not that much oxygen around me. It's all car exhaust.
Sure.
So this is not fun. So hence, bike is I've ridden it like 4 times.
Aww.
But it was like 4 times in a row that I was like, all right, I'm going to do this.
Really getting into this.
I was getting into it, and I got the little like iPhone holder that goes on the handlebars. I could
You're going to play Pokemon Go and catch Pokemon?
I couldn't figure that out. I still can't figure that out.
Oh, that was just me?
Yeah, it was me like Bruce Springsteen pumping through my iPod.
Did you play Pokemon Go?
Never.
Oh.
But I saw when that first came out, we saw the zombies around. There's like downtown Summerlin here, which like, did you guys go there, downtown Summerlin?
We did. Well, it was funny because it came out the same weekend as the DDC that I attended as a DDC.
That's right.
And everybody, like they were out on the strip catching Pokemon. And I may or may not have been one of them.
You did.
I thought it was hilarious. I love Pokemon.
Do they have that in Fargo?
We could catch Pokemon in Fargo.
Is Fargo even on the map?
You gotta know where to look.
Okay.
Yes. I remember you were so disappointed because I showed you Fargo on a map and you were like, that's a fucking city.
There was a building there.
Yeah, and you were like, God damn it. You thought that I had to go to my well and I had to milk my cow and
I was giving you like the benefit of the doubt that you would actually have
that cool.
a well.
Now I don't feel cool at all because
you live in a house.
Well, yeah.
You have indoor plumbing.
Yeah.
There's like street lights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like my whole image of Fargo is
my most
ruined.
North Dakota thing I could have said. Yup.
Yep.
Great.
And what's the other North Dakota term that you were using? That I was like, you wanted me to for cute.
For cute, or what? My other term?
I think for cute was the term.
For cute, yeah. Because we always say, we're always like, for cute. And everybody's like, well, okay, so you say the word water.
I say water. It's Wuter. That's the New Jersey pronunciation. It's
Yeah.
water. Water.
Yeah.
Water. Water sounds weird. I'm drinking my water.
Why?
That doesn't sound correct. That's wrong. Water? It's water. Yeah.
I don't know how people talk in Jersey, but it's wrong.
It's wrong. I don't know. I would love to get like a bunch of like hardcore North Jersey, because I'm not a North Jersey. I'm a South Jersey dude. I'm grew up on the beach.
Oh, is there a difference?
Big difference. North Jersey is like the Paulie D, Jersey Shore, fucking
GTL.
Guido, GTL. Those are like North Jersey wannabes. That's
never
not,
had a spray tan?
No, my God, no. I grew up on the beach. Outside, outdoors. My spray tan was dirt. That's it. All right, there we go. Never a spray tan. You know what? No, not even for like photo shoots and when I got, to be Mr. Fitness dude. Never a spray tan. Ever. Brandy, not unfortunately, but Brandy with her porcelain white skin doesn't do well in direct sunlight. So she will do like the rub-on spray tan type thing.
Yep.
Not even like a tanning, but she'll do like the gel.
Yeah. You never got curious and just wanted to like put it on your leg?
Oh, gross.
What?
Freaks me out. I don't even use soap, Meg.
I'm going to ask Brandy. Be like,
nope. She once, like, of course, as most wives do, she experimented on me with one of her like bottle
Gator
lube tanning rubs. I know. Wait.
This is getting X-ray.
This is getting weird. Back to the bike seat conversation. And she like put it on. Where is it? Like my arms, and because I had like to do this thing in a tank top, so like put it on like my arms and whatnot. And I was like, I'm orange. Like this is not my thing. And then, but somehow she was able to blend it really well. And when she does it, she looks awesome, like Hollywood. When I do it, I look like a fucking Oompa Loompa. It doesn't look good. So I just go, and because I'm.
Well, you're missing out.
What's that?
You're missing out.
Is that what you do?
Not all the time.
You've
not
come
much.
here super tan. That was a spray tan, wasn't it?
I actually didn't this last time.
Not this last time.
Usually I spray tan. Usually before I come, and my biggest fear is because I'm like, I just want to fit in.
Yeah.
I don't want to look like I'm a tourist. Like, I don't want people to be like, oh, that girl's not from around here.
Are you from Fargo?
Yeah, I'm like, I just give it away, like, right away. So, no. But, no, I'll get spray tans. They're not that bad.
I think for women, it's perfect.
Not for men?
Not for men. It's not very, no, unless it's like, and even then, even for like, because I'm buddies with bodybuilders. I'm like, bro, like, really? And they're like, oh, dude, shut up. I'm like, you're wearing like a G-string and spray tan, man. Like, like, when did this become a good idea? Like, at no point in this process did you say, like, wait a minute, like, this is fucking weird. And they were like, dude, shut up, fuck you. I'm like, look at you.
But that's what all the other guys like.
That's what, yeah. And I have a few buddies also, and they love men in G-strings and spray tan. And and I'm like, bro, look at you. They're like, shut up. So
what have you been up to? What are you guys doing?
Raising babies. Raising our babies, 3 in 1. You know how that goes. Raising babies, building the business, saving people's lives, changing people's lives, just spreading content. That's really what it's about right now, spreading content, helping people. We got a few things that we'll talk offline, what we're doing with the brand now, exciting things. New projects, of course, like the Bikini Prep course, which is awesome. The 16-week Bikini Prep course, everybody who's interested can actually work with Meg Forde, our lead dietitian, 2014 Miss North Dakota International, and also our newly certified DDC, Nicole Rogers, who is a national level bikini competitor, also holds the title of being a licensed practicing nurse in Canada. And then, of course, myself, if you want to get in amazing shape, that is the 16-week Bikini Prep course. We will get you stage ready while teaching you how to treat your body properly. The most important thing. We have our DDC that's coming up July 6th, 7th, and 8th. This is a closed course. We were capping it at only 30 participants, and it will sell out. We've sold out every single time, most likely because Meg Forde is actually the lead instructor. That's probably why. Pre-sale is happening right now. You can save $200 off of your tuition. It's a 3-day course, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, during International Fight Week, and we construct the event to coincide with the Fight Week events. So if you wanted to come to town for the UFC, you will see the weigh-ins, you will see the UFC. There is no conflict because I'm probably going to be working that event. Also, we have our online membership program, which continues to crush it. Tens of thousands of people around the world changing their lives, and it is the most sophisticated, it is the most successful weight loss program ever devised. I know that because we actually have the data. People are crushing it. Are we doing anything else? Yeah, we have. It's not announced officially yet, but the Dolce Way is coming back, and it's coming back fast. We are producing the newest version of the Dolce Way Pro, which will be available very soon in the next few weeks. So those of you who actually care will learn more about that. We're not promoting it big time yet. I'm just kind of sharing it with you, all 50,000 of you. It'll be our secret, right? So the Dolce Way Pro, that's going to be out soon. That will be the most it's the only protein that I'll use and I'll be able to endorse. And that's always the problem with protein powders. They're almost all shit. And I can't because people ask us all the time, which one should we take? I can't because that one is kind of good, but then they have that
Make that sound. You just sound like a puppet.
I know, and I'm like, and I can't believe like that one's good, but fuck, they're charging way so much money for it. That's ridiculous. So like in good conscience, I can't recommend that one. So we're gonna bring ours out, the Dolce Way Pro, which will be it's just the best protein on the market at a proper price point for real hardworking people that want premium value, and lots of other good stuff we got coming. So thank you for asking.
Yeah,
that's like a softball. Boom.
That's awesome.
Good stuff, good stuff. And I'm excited to get you out here in December, or not December. Well, in December we will do another one.
December.
You will be coming in December.
Oh.
What's that?
Oh,
you will. By the way, you will be. So we'll be having our next event. And it's funny, a lot of people are asking now for the level 2, the fitness certification. So we have our level 1, which is for our nutrition counselor, and then we have our level 2. So if you guys understand, if you don't, because I haven't really explained this lately, we have level 1, which is a nutrition counselor, level 2, which is fitness trainer, and level 3, which is a master trainer. You have to become a level 1 to be a level 2 and a level 2 to go to level 3. Level 1 teaches you everything you know about nutrition and dietetics from our position. This is a college level course taught in a manner that anybody can learn. There is no prerequisites necessary. You do not need a college diploma or a high school diploma or even a GED to come and attend. We've had many people successfully challenge the exam, pass the exam, and go on to be amazing coaches without higher level education. And in fact, they do better than many people who have gone on to higher level certifications. I believe it's because of the way we've constructed the content and also the way that Meg delivers the content. We get amazing reviews on what an amazing instructor Meg is, which she has a very firm grasp of the content, but she can communicate it effectively, that everybody gets it. We keep our class sizes relatively small. We don't ever go above 30. We like to keep them at 20. We'll probably go to 30 for this July event, which is typically bigger. We've gone over 100 people at our events. I don't like the big class size because we lose track of the individual people. Though we make a shit ton more money, it's not worth it for us because then we cannot develop that small knit community that we love as having DDCs. We'd rather keep it small and grow slowly. So
because I love how much, like, when the DDCs are even there, all of the participants, like, they'll all be kind of staying near each other. So one group went and they climbed Red Rock, and one group, like, they all went to dinner together, and a couple, because they're all going to fly home, and they, likely aren't going to see each other again for a very long time, but they stay connected. And so you kind of lose that in a larger group where it's like, well, this was my graduating class.
Yeah.
So kind of get that sense of community and other people that are going to hold you accountable.
Yep. And you're actually making a great point because everybody who comes to these events, I love to watch it in the days and weeks and months later. All of a sudden they're commenting on each other's Instagram posts. They're retweeting and reposting each other's posts. We have an exclusive private Facebook group for our DDCs where they can all converge and engage, and you can see the relationships that organically build and the professional network. That's the amazing thing. Now, if the class size is too big, you just most people tend to stick to themselves. Maybe they make one or two friends, but when you're in a small group, you think about like grammar school, 6th, 7th, 8th grade, typically smaller class sizes, 20 or so people, you pretty much know everybody in class. If you go to one of those bigger, larger schools, or by the time you get into high school or college, you only know 2 or 3 people. You only know a couple. Keeping a smaller group size allows us to get to know each other very well, intimately, and everybody has a different specialty, which becomes very cool. Like Nicole being a national level bikini competitor, Josh Forde, who's a former bodybuilder and professional mixed martial artist. You have just a different eclectic group of people that can actually start to share each other's insight. Zach Sherman, who's a graphic designer, one of our previous DDCs. We have PhDs and medical doctors who've come through our system, those who hold Masters of Science degrees in nutrition and other higher level certifications. So having that type of group allows those who come to become a part of that network. And that's something that we've really focused on this last year, is cultivating smaller group size so we can ensure we're doing our job to support those who actually do come, allowing them to build their business or just to become a more informed and educated practitioner of nutrition. And whether you want to use that to turn a business, turn a dollar, which some people do, many people do, or you want to keep that in-house for you to continue being healthier, and then you can share that with your loved ones, with your smaller community, because maybe you don't want to sell it and make money or be a practitioner. Either way is fine. But something that we're doing at this event, this was Meg's idea, is to become much more focused on the motivational side, on the lifestyle side. Hold on.
I think a lot of people, they look at, sometimes you look at price and you're trying to put a value on, the price of the DDC plus travel plus hotel plus physically going. And I was there because I became a DDC 2 years ago and had to kind of grapple with those same decisions. And it goes back to exactly what I was talking about with pageants before. If you're not willing to invest in yourself and invest in your own health, and to make that investment, nobody else is ever going to invest in you or believe in you or believe in your message if you are not credible enough to say, I'm willing to do this. And so sometimes I notice people say like, oh, I'll save up for the next one. And they'll comment on different things of, I'll really be at the next one. I'm going to save. And they're always just kind of trolling, because I'm like, you said that at the last DDC, and you're still in this place where it's like, if that's still a problem for you, we hold DDCs roughly every 3 months. If you're still saying that, and now it's, we've had DDCs going on 3 and 4 years now, and there's a lot of people that are always thinking like, I'll get there, and this is one of my goals to really do this. And I kind of step back and I'm like, well, what goals are you really accomplishing if you're still not here with us yet?
Yeah, that's true. You could imagine how many people contact us also at our main office, and we got a lot of people, and we're open. Like some companies, it's like, pay the full fee up front and right now, F you, or you lose your spot. When people contact us, we're open. Like, hey, I don't have the full rate right now. Like, it's a pre-sale. Like, I want to lock in at the pre-sale rate, but I can't really afford to pay like even half that. We're fucking cool. Like, no problem. We'll lock you in. We'll lock you in at this rate. How much can you pay? Well, I got this thing going on. I got to okay, like, give us a call tomorrow when you know. And then they drag the conversation on. I'm not putting anybody on blast. And then they just slowly fade and fizzle away. Like, oh, I really want to come, but, I just got this other thing that I got to do and deal with first. Well, pick and choose. Like, it's a priority or it's not a priority. You're ready or you're not ready. Like, shit or get off the pot, to, not to be crass.
Well, but this thing happens with pageants of girls saying like, no, this is my year. This is the year I'm going to do it. And then it's this weird, like, the reason why you're not doing it is this actually really internal. What I notice is people just don't want to take the risk on themselves.
Yeah.
More than it is even the money.
Yeah.
Because if it came down
Good
to
point.
it, you could, most people, I firmly believe, if you have a bill, your bill gets paid.
Yeah.
And you figure out how to pay it at the end of the day. And if there's something that you really want, it's weird how the money just shows up and you're able to figure it out.
Coachella.
But right, like all of a sudden at the last minute, it's like, you know, I'll be around people that are like, I don't have any money, but I just bought this like 200 pair of shoes, you know, whatever it is. And I think it's going back to exactly what you said, is where are people in their life and their priority.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden when you're like, well, I got to kind of get through this, and I'm, you know, if it's not your priority, it'll be a tough DDC for you anyway, because everybody else in that room, it really is their priority to make change and to be inspired and to do to go home different than the person they came as.
Yeah.
And they're really there on a mission. And so that's the other thing that makes it so easy to make friends and build that community too, is everybody has the same mindset that's sitting in that room of, we all had to sacrifice to be here.
Yep.
We all, you know, some people are from Vegas, but primarily everybody that attended, especially this last DDC, I think only one person was.
Yeah.
And
one
everybody
person
else,
from Vegas. Exactly.
Yep. And everybody else had to travel and take time away from family and friends. And so everybody, when you're kind of in that isolated bubble of we've all got the same story,
yeah,
it makes it really easy to say, this is how bad I want to create change.
Yeah. And we had, like you had said earlier, we had 5 people come from out of country to be here. Guatemala, 2 from Venezuela that didn't even know each other, which is insane. 1 from Peru. Peru, sorry. That's me. But
just making up countries.
And making them up.
Picking shoes on a map.
I was impressed with Prague.
Yeah.
You know, like he came all the way here for the DDC, which is very special. And then just people like,
he was a pro hockey player.
What's that? Pro hockey player.
Yeah.
How fucking cool is that?
Yeah.
All over the country came here to be a part of it. They made the sacrifice to be here, and it's important because the DDC. It's well priced. It's not overpriced. What you receive in value is far in excess of what you will spend other places. I know some fitness personalities that run expensive events that are fucking garbage. Complete waste of time. And I know for a fact, and I've heard them joke about how, you know, I won't use the term, how silly their attendees are for even paying the price that they came. Like, they can't believe they're getting over on people. And I would love to out them, but, you know, that's just not the right to do. But you guys will know if you're smart enough. What are you getting out of it? We make sure we price ours. It's well priced. It is certainly not overpriced for a 3-day event here in Las Vegas. There's a lot of bonuses that you get while being here that we do not promote. You don't know when you're walking in what you actually wind up receiving on top of what we actually, you know, promote in the marketing materials. The education that you leave with is absolutely insane. Those of which who choose to make money as a result of becoming a DDC, to which there are many opportunities for you to make money through our business organically, that you don't have to really do anything. We actually have built-in monetization capacities for you. Many of the people who want to make money wind up making their entire tuition back within the first month of becoming a coach. We've had some people make, actually one of our, Eduardo, actually made double what his tuition was the first day he came back, because he came home as a certified coach and was able to lock in the proper clientele, that he made double of what he had paid to be here. How fucking cool is that? And it's not about the money, but it's about the commitment. And it's about you guys. If you want to come, we work with you. If you want to come and be a part of it, we have a seat open for you. But if you do not jump on the opportunity, that seat will be taken. That seat, every single one of these events has sold out. And it will sell out again, and they sell out weeks in advance. Last time we had to open up a few seats because some people came in. We have some room. I don't normally like to do that, although I do not like to say no to people who show earnest. And we made sure that they were earnest and really wanting to come and be a part of it, and they turned out to be great additions to the course. Same thing with this one. So that's July 6th, 7th, and 8th here in Las Vegas. DolceDietShop.com has all the details. It is what it is. I mean, it's education, it's knowledge, but you will be surrounded in positive energy. And this event, we are going to go heavy on the motivation, heavy on the motivation, positive energy, lifestyle approach to health and fitness, not just what you can do for your community, but our goal is for each and every person who attends to leave here so fucking amped up and motivated. Every goal on your bucket list will be crushed. That's my goal. My goal is to make sure everybody who attends this July event will fucking walk out of here a completely changed human being, ready to attack the world with all of your potential.
Mm-hmm. Well, and to help and to go home with their own community too, and to talk to other people in their community from an educated standpoint of, this is what I learned and this is what I want for you. Because there's so many of the people that attend the DDC that are talking about, but I'm really worried about this family member. I'm really worried about, a friend of mine, and how, and what can I do? And without giving too much of it away, we talk about that.
Yeah.
And we talk about.
We go deep on that.
Yeah.
A lot of us. Go ahead.
And where all of that starts, and what it is that you need to be thinking about, and how to have those conversations. And I really enjoy the format of how we've got it set up, but we're even going to make some changes to go even deeper into that, because we've just noticed that seems to be the part that everybody responds to so much, because it's that on that personal level.
Yeah.
So we're going to make a couple changes to make this DDC kind of new and improved, and all the fun new stuff.
And it's every single event we've done, we've evolved. And that's
Absolutely.
what we do as a team of scientists, which is what we are. We're constantly analyzing results, and we're making it better. We've never done one that's the same. Every single one that we've done, we've gotten better. Even to the layout of the facility. We've completely changed the layout of the facility. I love the floor plan this time. It was fucking awesome. I mean, you as the instructor, I'm sure you enjoyed that, right?
Yeah. I just sit in the front and stare out at all of these eager young faces that are so excited to listen to my accent. So
it's a good time. So I know it's getting late now in the day. You got to get back to vodka time, and God, I don't want to keep you away from that. But what I want to do, and I haven't prepped you for this, can you leave the listeners with 3 simple takeaways right now that they can employ in their own life right now to make their life better? 3 simple steps, and you don't even have to get too deep. 3 steps.
I don't know how simple necessarily that they're going to be. I think the when it comes to what everybody always says, that I'm going to make my life better, I'm going to do things better, the only thing you can actually do is just go do shit and fuck up. You're going to fuck up and you're going to do it wrong. And I talk to a lot of my clients about this. I say, I'm going to make you a template and a spreadsheet and a meal plan, and life doesn't work like the template and the spreadsheet. It'd be fucking cool if it did. It'd make my life a lot easier if everything always went, ABC, but, things happen. And so the only thing I can tell people is, if you want to get better, you just take some weird risks and make mistakes, and you're the only one that's going to judge you the worst for it. So the second thing would just be, if you want to make your life better, be a little less hard on yourself.
Love it.
And just allow yourself to screw up sometimes, but then learn to become that 1% better. And if you want to better yourself, number 3, go to the DDC.
Ooh, I love it. You slam dunk. Boom. Mic drop. Meg,
that was on the spot. That was hard.
That was awesome. Well,
that was my pageant answer. That was my 30 seconds.
You are groomed, young lady.
Yes.
Well groomed. And that's why we love you. You are absolutely incredible. We are very, very, very lucky to have you, and we don't get you on the podcast enough. I know everybody loves when you are on. We're going to try and get you on.
Everybody just says that they like that I give you shit, and I'm like, I don't know that I'm going to keep my job if you like that I just shit all over my boss. Like, I just make him sound like a douchebag.
I feel like you're my boss, though. That's the whole thing. I'm like,
it's like I come on here and I'm just such an asshole, and then everybody's like, like, so you learned nothing from me talking other than making fun of somebody, which is not what I normally do.
It's making fun of me the whole time. Why does everybody love that?
I know, and it's not what I know. Like, I'm not somebody that just like gives people shit and then like I just
You're lying.
Hammer you.
I've never known you to not give.
You.
I know. And you probably work on your
I'm
material
so
offline.
mean. Well, I have a husband. I guess he takes.
Yeah, Brandon and we have to have like like a battered man's
like,
club.
Right, like you guys are gonna have like a group.
Yeah,
To...
Bob will be a part of it because
no, because Bob makes fun of you too.
News to me.
Bob goes in the back and we make fun of you and
me. We make fun of everything. He's like, can you believe that idiot? Oh, you hear what he's talking about now? Oh, here comes the story. The 5 R's.
Like an intervention just from me and Bob me and Bob and Brandy that just shit on you all day.
Sweet. This is my life, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we have. And I'm glad Meg keeps me on the team.
Sorry.
Thank you. Appreciate it. For everybody listening, you can follow Meg on Instagram at Dolce Dietitian. Also, you have a Twitter account. It's at Dolce Dietitian. Did you know that?
Oh, no, I have a Twitter. You can follow.
You do. So, and that's my fault. I don't think
tweeted.
I connected it. So let's get your Instagram and Twitter connected and all that fun stuff. Do you prefer to tweet or IG?
I suck at social media in general, though.
Because you're a real person.
Like people, well,
that's why.
I have this thing where like with like on Facebook, I can control if you're my friend or not, or if I look at you or not. And then on Instagram, it's like I'm just like out to the wolves. And sometimes nobody's ever commented anything mean, but I always make fun because sometimes people comment things that are really dumb.
Yeah.
And I can't. And then I have to like in my head, like, do I engage in this? And I don't know where to go. And so like I'll post things and I just have this really like, unless it's positive, happy, smiley, everybody's just being nice, I don't know what to put on Instagram. So I just kind of like, I don't put anything on social media ever.
Yeah.
And I'm boring. I got to get better at that. Because then people say, they're like, I don't see you posting. And I'm like, God damn it. I don't know what to say to you people.
But Fargo just got internet like 4 days ago, though. So you're new to it.
I'm still learning Instagram. I never know what to say when like I post something and it has like, this is the recipe and this is how you eat it. And then somebody's like, how do I make that? And I'm like,
dirt.
And I'm like, do I respond?
Just go off on
like
them, make fun of them, like I do.
Like I want to hold everybody and help, and then I can't, and it makes me realize like I'm scared for society when I read comments on Instagram, and like I'll read. I'm a lurker. I'm a good social media lurker,
yes.
And I'll read other people's stuff, and I'm like, I can't. I'm worried about the future.
You know,
if these are the people wandering here.
I think what we're going to do is we're going to do an Instagram takeover. You're going to take over my Instagram for a day.
Oh, God.
And you're going to do a live chat on my Instagram. So you're going to, I think that's what we're going to have to do. We're going to push you.
It'll just be me making fun of people.
Yeah. The whole time, because these fuckers will talk shit. I can't
do it. I don't know how you put out, like, I'll read the comments on your shit sometimes and I'm like, I would quit internet. No internet.
No internet.
Ever
Done.
again. If I had your shit, I couldn't do it.
Isn't it crazy how mean they are to me?
They're not even mean, dumb.
Dumb. True.
I could handle the mean. It's the dumb.
I'm the other way. I embrace the less informed. The mean, on the other hand, I'm like, I'm here giving an hour's worth of free advice that I charge a shit ton of money for in person. And you're giving me shit? You're talking shit? Oh, you motherfucker.
And it took them like 2 seconds, and then they're never going to check it again, and they wander away. And I struggle with Instagram. It's too, like, you're just out to the elements, and anybody can say anything. And I'm like, well.
Hidden behind their private profiles and their fake avatars, but that's okay. Because, they're only mad because they want to have your hair, Meg. That's what it is.
I had someone comment once because I took a picture of, we feed our cats raw, and I took a picture of the raw meat that we were feeding our cats, and somebody was telling me all about how they need to eat vegan and I need to be a vegan, and they were scolding me. I was like, I can't do this. Like, I can't, I don't love, I'm like, unless you have something nice to say,
And
unless you're me and I'm talking to my own boss, I should take my own advice.
meanwhile, Meg is a licensed,
like,
registered dietitian who holds a master's degree in nutrition, and she's getting trolled by some internet turd telling her how she should look at nutrition
and feed my cat.
and feed her cat. That is the modern state of the internet for sure.
And that's why I'm like, I can't Instagram, and everybody, like, I get messages all the time that are like, are you still on here? And I'm like, I'm here.
I'm just lurking in your profile.
I'm like, yep.
That's all. I know everything you're doing. I'm judging you.
You can't see me. Yep.
As you should. That's a good thing.
Yep.
So I think what we'll do, we'll talk offline. We'll get that going. I like that. We're going to do the Meg. Meg is going to take over my social media for a day. That's going to be awesome.
And then you can take over mine and just do hump day booty shots. And
I will, of my own. Maybe I'll do like, all right, spray tan G-string on the bike.
Yep.
That will be the one.
Everybody the last time wanted you to wear my sundress.
I know. That got weird quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. But okay. I'm not shaving my legs. I'm not shaving.
You can have standards.
I will wear the wig, though, because I would like to see myself with the long, luscious locks.
You can have principles and standards.
And I do.
Yep, every lady should.
Every lady should. I'll be a beautiful young woman.
You would be. Yep, we'll do that. We'll trade Instagrams for a whole day.
Okay, I don't know how all of a sudden I'm in a dress by trading Instagram account. I don't know how we got to that point. Like, Meg, you should take over my Instagram. You're like, okay, but you're going to wear a dress.
Don't worry about it. I'll wear a Dolce Diet t-shirt.
I'm sure, and I'm sure it'll be cute and cut up.
You can wear my outfits.
Your outfits are awesome. I can't wait to see what Meg's going to wear next. That's one of the awesome things about the DDC. When Meg walks in the room, everything stops. You are talking.
One of my clients, somebody I work with through the My Diet program, they saw my picture and they sent me an email and they just said, "Nice outfit." It's like, oh my god.
That is awesome.
They're loud. I know they're a little loud. You can wear my jumpsuit. It's okay.
I will. I'm gonna get my tail artist. Gonna have to come in.
You're gonna need a spray tan.
I am not spray tanned. It's like 90 degrees in Vegas though. I'll be tan by tomorrow.
Okay.
But
Get
I got
outside.
the Native American skin though.
What part of my outfits do you think you need to tail? The traps?
Get
tailored?
I gotta cut the sleeves. Well, you don't wear sleeves.
The sleeves were off. I didn't have sleeves.
You're tiny, Meg. I'm wide.
You'd fit in it. I'm gonna bring it. We'll try it.
Well, you could. I don't know. I'm like, we could. Wait a minute. I'm admitting to cross-dressing already. Look at what you've walked me into.
Trade outfits.
And Brandy's gonna be like, yes, I love this.
I just brainwashed you.
I know.
Now
you see?
Look how easy that is.
Now, those listening, could you imagine being locked in a room with Meg and I for 3 days? This is what the whole DDC is like.
No, we get shit done though.
We get shit done.
We get shit done.
With pretty much this same type of energy.
Yeah.
And attitude.
Yep.
And, we stuff in a little bit about nutrition and dietetics along the way.
Yep.
But mostly it's making fun of me and me trying to defend myself.
Motivated.
Everybody leaves fucking pumped up. That's the messages I've gotten already by everybody. It's pretty awesome. I mean, it motivates me to see the messages of what everybody sends when they get out of here. It's a life-changing event, which is fucking cool. So we get it done, Meg.
How much of this podcast are you going to edit me out and make you look cool?
I can't. You make me look cool. I'm going to edit me out. It's going to be the Meg show.
On the other end of the line.
That's actually Brandy. So Brandy's going to edit. I can't edit. Are you crazy? Fucking caveman. I'm lucky I could turn my computer on this morning.
Brandy's just going to put all her favorite parts on repeat.
That's it. Just you making fun of me, talking about me in a dress.
Yep.
And that's it. And
well, the last time you told me I was like, you should get a cape, and your first answer without even waiting, he's like, I have 3 capes.
I have 3. Which one should I wear? And they all have glitter.
Which? And then you were like, which cape? And then you realized what you said, and I was like, here's the sparkly cape.
Father of 2 daughters. Daddy has been put in a cape many times. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
Yeah. Those are the pictures you should take. While you're saving the world, one nutrition.
Brandy's camera, I know they are, and that would be blackmail against me one day, probably around Christmas time.
Can we use that picture to promo this podcast?
I'll have to look at it. That will have to go past our editorial filters first. I do have an image to maintain, Meg. Ruin it. It's all come crumbling down in this one single podcast.
I'm sorry. sorry.
And I just actually had a flashback. Didn't you just tell everybody that you're going to put me in a tube with a red cap on so I could be a beacon? I just realized that. Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah.
That wasn't very nice.
You'll look great.
And I agreed to do it for a cup of coffee.
Yeah, look at your standards.
I look at my low self-esteem.
Yeah.
Right?
As a female, locked into this man's body, refusing to shave my legs. At least some women are like that. That's true. Frustrating. I don't judge. Friday is late shave day. Is it? Friday? Yep. Bob got me this new razor for my birthday. Okay. It's a head razor. It's awesome. What brand is it? Guys are always looking for this shit. So my straightener that I just got, it's a straightener curling iron. It's GHB Gold. Okay. I had to actually go to my stylist and have her teach me how to curl my hair before this last DDC because I was so stressed out. So the hair jokes are coming. And we got the Amika hairspray, and I got the clips, and she taught me. And so what do you do to achieve your look? I stand in the bathroom and I get the buzzer and I hold it to my head in a circular pattern. Takes about 60 seconds, and then I take a shower. What's the brand of your new buzzer that you love? All this buildup, and I forget. Nope, not affiliated. I should get an endorsement fee. Actually, I don't know. I forget the name. I'll have to get the name for you. I know. I fucked up. It's like because there's a bunch of guys that they always what's a good because what I always hear from men is that the engine, the battery, or the motor runs out. Okay. Is that true? Not on the ones that I've used because I use the kind that you just plug in and charge. So you use it, you plug it in, it recharges. Pretty simple. This one, what I've seen with the electric razors, now this is like to shave your head bald, not to just buzz your head like a crew cut, shave it all the way down to the skin. What happens a lot of times is the blades just get gunked up, and then it's like you can't really clean them, so then you have to buy a new one. And it's like, well, fuck, that's a pain in the ass. So you just go back to the normal razor because you already have them in the house, and then you slice your head open, then you're bleeding everywhere. Then you got to wear a hat because you have this gash in your head trying to cut your hair. Now you look like an idiot. So usually if you give a mouse a cookie. I know. That is a cartoon, actually. Yeah. Oh. And it just you could write a book of a man that's struggling. That my life. It's all my life. Like a cartoon. Struggling. Standing in the bathroom fuck. And Brandy's like, you cut your head. I'm like, I know. And I put my hat on and I leave the house just God damn it. Can't wear a baseball cap to a wedding in a suit though. So you got to be I had to be so careful. Cousin's wedding a few weeks ago. You should actually do a tutorial on how you do it though, without cutting your head. If you actually have a trick. If I can actually do it without cutting my head. Oh, that's, okay. I've tried for the last 100 days. Maybe we won't do that YouTube video. Yet. When I do this new razor though, I'll find out what it is. I'll let you know. Awesome. It's pretty awesome. I don't know how we got there. I don't know how we end up talking about it. Everything we talk about, we're like, let's talk about. Okay. That was weird. I don't know where that started. But cool. All right, Meg, I appreciate you being on. You are absolutely phenomenal. We all love you. You're the best. And I love that I get to talk to you guys and to be part of the team. It's one of my favorite things to get to do. So awesome. Thank you. Well, thank you very much. And that you can follow Meg at DOLCE Dietitian on Instagram, apparently on Twitter. And now on Twitter. Surprise! And look for the Meg Forde takeover of my page here, my Instagram page coming soon. And many of you will be coming to the DDC July 6th, 7th, and 8th in Las Vegas. Also, you can work directly with Meg through two ways. You can work with Meg through our 30-minute one-on-one consultation at dolce.shop.com, where you can actually speak to Meg one-on-one for 30 minutes via Facebook, Skype, phone call, or if you're in Fargo, I'm sure you can set up a face-to-face meeting. Why not? Why not? That's after an in-depth questionnaire. So you would go through our intake form. You would answer every question that we would have. So when you do actually speak with Meg, then you will have a real conversation. She won't waste your time getting all the background info. We will have that up front. Or you can actually join our My Diet program, which is an 8-week personalized program working directly with Meg. It is 2 4-week meal plans. Every ingredient is personalized for you. Remember, Meg is a licensed registered dietitian, so she can go much deeper than your average bro nutritionist. If you have any sort of health issues, medications and such, Meg can delve deeply into your life and get you built. Also, if you are a part of our 16-week bikini prep course, you will be working directly
with Meg and with Nicole Rogers to get you stage ready while never having to actually step on the stage. We just want you to feel absolutely amazing in your skin. That's all working with Miss Meg Forde.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. Cool. All right, Meg,
Yeah.
thank you so much, young
Thank
lady.
you.
And I'll be following up. So I'm going to shoot you an email here in a little bit.
Okay.
You're
Okay.
awesome.
Sounds good. You're awesome.
All right, Meg.
Bye.
Bye. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Meg Forde. I got to cut that stuff out, so if you can or can't see me, I don't know. But I have to somehow find a way to blank that so you can't see it anymore. Everything is gone. Those of you on YouTube channel, you're just seeing an image because I can't let you see I can't let you see Meg's personal phone number, right? So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. Everybody who's listening to just the audio track, right on. We appreciate having Meg on. Now, we want to thank our good friends at Onnit. Go to onnit.com/Dolce. Save 10% off everything in the store. Onnit.com/Dolce is absolutely amazing. You can get Mike Dolce's Ultimate Grocery Guide, or you can follow the Mike Dolce Stack, which is Onnit's Krill Oil, Onnit's Active B Complex, and Onnit's New Mood. That is my supreme cocktail I take every night before I go to bed, plus I take 2 krill oil in the morning with breakfast. Also, the Onnit's new whey protein bars. Ooh, my God, they are delicious. Brandy loves them. If they are not in the house, then I am not in the house. I'm sleeping in the doghouse. Go to onnit.com/Dolce. Also, make sure to pick up a copy of Aubrey Marcus's new book, Own the Day, Own Your Life, available where all books are sold. You can also join the DolceDiet.com's online 4 and 12-week personalized online nutrition and exercise program. This is a membership program at thedolcediet.com. You will get every meal, every ingredient, every recipe tailored exactly to you. This is not a template program, ladies and gentlemen. This is the most successful weight loss program ever devised. I say that because it is true. We have the results to prove it. Tens of thousands of people have already gone through the system and have had amazing, life-changing results at thedolcediet.com. You can join our 4-week, 3 weeks to shredded program. That is 3 weeks to shredded plus a bonus week to maximize results, or the 12-week, 3 weeks to shredded plus living lean bundle. Get in amazing shape and continue on to recomposition. Your body reinforcing what you have learned through the first 4 weeks, making sure you are building muscle, building strength, building curves, increasing energy, while keeping that body fat low. That is thedolcediet.com. And right now, you can use promo code NEWME. This is for 1 day only. Promo code NEWME will save you 20% off at thedolcediet.com. That is the lowest discount we have ever offered. That is for 1 day only. 24 hours from the time this podcast is posted. That would be Wednesday, April 24th. This will expire on Thursday, April 25th at noon. So you have until Thursday, April 26th. Thursday, April 26th. This will expire. I'm looking at the wrong date right now. That's at thedolcediet.com. I appreciate everybody for listening. Thank you all for being here. We thank Miss Meg Forde, Master of Science, licensed, registered dietitian, Dolce Diet certified coach, the lead dietitian at the Dolce Diet and Fitness. And thank you all for being here. Until next time, remember, don't count calories, make calories count. Boom!